Two tiny alien twins asked a giant human lumberjack for help, but the truth about them is surprising. Cole Mercer swung his axe with a steady rhythm. The blades sank into the ancient timber. Wood chips scattered across the damp earth of Vehlora forest. Glowing stones nestled among roots pulsed faintly, their light weaving through the dense canopy. Cole's breath steadied, his muscles taut from hours of labor. He chose this solitude to escape war's echo. No more barked orders or plasma fire, just the thud of steel on wood, grounding him in quiet. A sharp rustle broke the calm. Cole froze, axe poised mid-swing. Two small figures stumbled into the clearing. Vehlori twins, their indigo skin catching the stone's glow. Torn dresses clung to them, leaf amulets swaying at their necks. The bolder one, Lila, gasped, "The guild is coming!" Fear widened her big eyes. Cole's grip tightened, memories of battle flickering. Fallen comrades, burned colonies. He lowered the axe, jaw set. "Come inside," he said, voice rough but kind. The twins hesitated, then followed him to the hut. Simple wooden walls stood sturdy, topped with a thatched roof. Inside, Cole lit a small stove. Broth warmed in a dented pot, its steam curling in the air. He handed them bowls. "Eat. You're half starved." Lila and Mira sat close, sipping slowly, their hands trembling. Lila met his gaze. "Uncle, we have nowhere else." The word uncle stirred something in Cole, a protective spark long buried. A low hum vibrated through the trees. Guild engines. Cole's eyes narrowed. He recognized the sound from old campaigns. "Stay put," he told the girls, grabbing his pack. Outside, he crouched low, activating jammers tucked among the roots. Their soft buzz disrupted signals. Next, he set mines in a careful ring around the hut. His hands moved with practiced calm. Muscle memory from years as a Marine result of experience. The doorway, amulets glinting faintly, their faces pale but trusting. "We're moving," Cole said, opening a trapdoor inside. A tunnel yawned below, its walls shimmering with luminescent minerals. The faint blue glow cloaked them from bioscanners. Cole hoped it would hold. He ushered the twins down, sealing the hatch behind. Lila clung to Mira, their footsteps soft in the narrow passage. Cole's flashlight swept the dark, catching crystalline veins that pulsed like veins of the forest itself. Mira whimpered once. Lila hushed her gently, their bond unspoken but fierce. Engines grew louder above. A guild drone's red light sliced through canopy gaps, scanning. Cole held his breath, trusting the jammers. The drone's signal faltered, its hum veering off. He exhaled, motioning forward. "Keep moving." The tunnel sloped deeper, cool air brushing their skin. Cole's boot grazed a wall. His hand brushed a stone, and a faint glow sparked. A strange energy pulsed through his fingers, warm and alive. He shook it off, focusing on the path ahead. The tunnel opened into a mineral cave. Crystalline walls shimmered, reflecting the twins' amulets. Water dripped in the distance, a steady rhythm. Lila's shoulders eased, Mira's eyes less wide. Cole scanned for threats, axe ready. Footsteps echoed from a side passage. He stepped in front of the girls. A figure emerged. Indigo skin, braided silver hair, light armor humming with bionic tools. Her eyes locked on the twins. "Why do you shelter conduits?" Her voice cut sharply, demanding. Cole squared his shoulders. "Who are you?" His tone stayed even, cautious. The woman relaxed her stance slightly. "Sera Nyx, Pathfinder. These girls are in danger." Lila tugged Cole's sleeve. "She's good, Uncle." Her voice was sure. Cole weighed their trust against his instincts. The guild's engines faded, but the air felt heavy. Sera glanced back, her silver braids catching the cave's glow. "The forest is restless. More hunters come. Follow me." They moved swiftly, Sera leading through tangled vines. The forest seemed to bend for her, roots shifting to clear a path. Cole kept his axe ready, the twins close behind. Their amulets pulsed softly as if sensing safe routes. Glowing stones lit their way, their light steady and guiding. Cole's mind churned. Conduits. The word hung heavy, unanswered. He pushed it aside. Survival came first. Hours passed in near silence, the canopy thickening above. Twilight settled, stars hidden. Sera stopped at a ridge overlooking a hidden enclave. Stone vaults rose, draped in hanging gardens. A clear spring sparkled below, its waters catching the glow of the surrounding stones. Figures moved in the camp, mostly Vehlori, armed and alert. "Resistance camp," Sera said, her voice low. Cole nodded. No turning back now. They descended together, the forest humming softly around them. The resistance camp nestled in a cradle of stone and vine. Hanging gardens draped the vaults, their leaves catching the glow of bioluminescent rocks. A clear spring bubbled at the center, its water glinting under Vehlora's dim twilight. Cole followed Sera down the ridge, his boots crunching on loose gravel. Lila and Mira stayed close, their amulets casting faint pulses that mirrored the forest's rhythm. The air felt alive, charged with quiet purpose. Elder Varen met them at the camp's edge. His weathered indigo face softened as he knelt before the twins. "You're safe here, little ones?" His voice was warm, steady, like the spring's flow. Lila smiled faintly, Mira's grip on her sister loosening. Varen rose, his eyes assessing Cole. "A human protector, rare." Cole nodded, keeping his axe low. Trust was a fragile thing here. Rook, the battle commander, stepped forward. His broad frame and sharp gaze sized Cole up. "You outran guild scanners. Not bad for an outsider." Skepticism laced his tone, but he offered a curt nod. Cole met his stare. "Got lucky." Rook's lip twitched, almost a smile. The camp buzzed around them, Vehlori moving with purpose. Weapons stacked neatly, fires crackled low. Cole felt the weight of eyes. Sera guided the twins to a small tent woven with vine patterns. The girls settled inside, clutching their amulets. Lila whispered to Mira, her voice too soft to catch. Cole lingered nearby, scanning the camp. A young Vehlori scout perched on a ledge, watching. His friend leaned close, voice hushed. "That human's strong, built like a beast. But aliens bring trouble. What if he's marked by the forest?" The scout's words carried old legends, half belief, half fear. Cole ignored them, his focus on the twins. By the spring, Sera joined him. The water reflected glowing stones, their light steady. Their hands brushed a rock as they sat. A faint pulse sparked, warm and strange, rippling through their fingers. Cole pulled back unsettled. Sera's light veins glowed briefly, her eyes searching his. Neither spoke of it. The moment hung fragile and unspoken. Rook gathered a small group near a fire. His voice cut through the camp's hum. "Guild bioscanners track Vehlori blood. The twin signatures are unique. Prime targets." Cole listened, leaning against a stone pillar. The guild's tech was advanced, relentless. He'd seen their kind before. Cold, efficient. Rook's gaze flicked to him. "Any ideas, human?" Cole shrugged. "Hit them where they're blind. Terrain's your friend." Later, Cole knelt by the camp's armory, a pulse rifle in pieces before him. His hands moved with calm precision, rewiring circuits fried from overuse. The weapon hummed back to life. Rook watched, arms crossed. "Not bad." "So now," he said, voice grudging. Cole handed him the rifle. A small bridge formed, tension easing slightly. Sera approached, her bionic tools glinting. "I'm tasked with guarding Vehlor's secrets," she said softly. "The twins are part of that. More than you know." Her words stopped short, deliberate. Cole didn't press. Night draped the camp in shadow. Fires dimmed to embers. Cole stood guard outside the twins' tent. Inside, Lila and Mira slept, faces peaceful, amulets tucked close. Their trust stirred something in him. A vow took root, silent but ironclad. Protect them. no matter the cost. His soldier's instincts, long buried, flickered awake. Sera joined him, her armor barely rustling. "You fight for strangers. Why?" Her voice was curious, not accusing. Cole stared into the dark. "Kids need someone." She nodded, her silver braids catching the faint glow of a nearby stone. Trust built in the quiet, a slow thread weaving between them. A distant hum broke the stillness. Guild scouts probing the forest's edge. Rook signaled from across the camp, hand raised. Cole grabbed the pulse rifle, its weight familiar. Sera's veins glowed faintly as she gestured. Roots stirred underfoot, curling to mask their tracks. The twins stirred in their tent, amulets pulsing brighter. Danger was near. Rook led a small team to intercept. Cole followed, axe slung across his back. The forest seemed to breathe with them, vines shifting to block paths. A guild patrol appeared, bioscanners humming. Cole aimed the rifle, firing a precise burst. One scanner sparked and died. Sera raised a hand, and vines snaked up, tangling the scout's legs. The enemy faltered, retreating into the dark. Back at the camp, adrenaline faded. Cole checked the twins' tent. They were safe, curled together, amulets dim now. Sera stood close, her breath steadying. "We move well together," she said, voice low. Cole nodded, a faint warmth in his chest. The forest hummed softly, its glow steady around them. Days passed in a rhythm of vigilance. Cole and Sera patrolled the camp's edges, their steps sinking. Glowing stones pulsed when they passed, energy sparking at odd moments. Neither spoke of it, but the connection grew. The twins began to smile more, playing by the spring, their laughter a rare lightness. One evening, Cole sat alone by a glowing rock. His past crept in. War had hollowed him, left scars deeper than skin. The twins' trust, their small hands reaching for him, filled cracks he hadn't known were there. Purpose stirred, steady and strong. Whispers spread through the camp. The guild's fortress loomed somewhere above, a shadow over Vehlora. Elder Varen called a meeting, his voice calm but urgent. Cole listened, axe resting at his side. The twins sat nearby, amulets glinting. Sera stood tall, her gaze meeting his. Something bigger was coming. They all felt it. The resistance camp stirred at dawn, its hanging gardens catching the first glow of Vehlora's stones. Elder Varen led Cole, Sera, and a handful of others to a grove where ancient trees loomed. Their roots pulsed faintly, weaving through the soil like veins. Varen's indigo face was grave as he spoke. "Lila and Mira are conduits, keys to the world root." His voice carried weight, each word deliberate. Cole glanced at the twins, who stood close, amulets glinting. Their big eyes held trust but also fear. Varen knelt, tracing a route with weathered fingers. The world route spans 12,000 miles of forest, a living network. It wakes to protect Vehlora, but only through the twins' blood. Cole's jaw tightened. Blood. The word hung heavy, stirring old instincts. Protect them. He shifted closer to the girls. Sera's light veins flickered, her gaze fixed on Varen. The camp's leaders murmured, some nodding, others tense. A Vehlori named Kale stepped forward, his eyes sharp with zeal. "The twins can trigger a countermeasure, wipe out all aliens, humans included." His voice cut like a blade, aimed at Cole. The air grew thick. A few nodded in agreement, their faces hard. Cole's hand twitched toward his axe, but he stayed still. Sera stepped up, her armor humming softly. "Don't kill to live. We find a way together." Her words snapped, eyes locking with Cole's. A silent understanding passed between them. Cole slipped away later, finding a glowing stone by the spring. He sat, staring at its pulse. War had carved him hollow, left him running from ghosts. The twins' trust, their small hands in his, stirred something new. Purpose, a reason to fight again. He clenched his fist, the stone's glow steadying him. He wouldn't let them down. Rook gathered the group, his voice low and firm. We hit the guild with guerrilla tactics, used the forest, split their patrols. He traced a map in the dirt, marking streams and ridges. Cole leaned in. I hid an arsenal years ago. Plasma grenades, signal beacon. We could lure them with it. Rook's eyes narrowed, then he nodded. Smart. Risky, but smart. The plan took shape, sharp and precise. Sera moved to a clearing, raising her hands. Roots shifted underfoot, vines curling to block a path. Her light veins glowed brighter, sweat beading on her indigo skin. A guild scout team stumbled into the trap, their scanners sparking uselessly. Cole watched, impressed. The forest was her weapon. Lila and Mira nearby clutched their amulets. Their eyes darted, sensing danger before it appeared. The camp buzzed with debate. Kale's faction pushed for the countermeasure, their voices rising. Varen raised a hand, calming the crowd. We protect, not destroy. His words held, but tension simmered. Lila and Mira overheard, their small hands tightening on their amulets. Lila whispered to Mira, Uncle Cole will keep us safe. Cole caught their gaze, nodding slightly. He meant it. Rook refined the plan. We fake a surrender, get inside Strake's fortress, hit the world route relay. Cole nodded, picturing the honeycomb structure. 2 miles wide, hovering like a predator. The guild was draining Vhelora's life for their serum. Stopping them meant risking everything. Sera met his eyes, her resolve clear. The twins' amulets pulsed, as if agreeing. That night, Cole sharpened his axe by the fire. The blade gleamed, ready. Sera sat nearby, her bionic tools humming softly. You're not like other humans, she said, voice low. Cole shrugged. Just doing what's right. Her lips curved slightly, a rare softness. The glowing stones around them pulsed, their energy a quiet thread tying them to the forest. The camp prepared for action. Weapons were checked, roots stirred under Sera's command. Lila and Mira stayed close, their trust in Cole unwavering. He felt it like a weight, but one he'd carry. The guild's shadow loomed larger. The fortress was out there, waiting. The world route hummed beneath, its secrets ready to unfold. Dawn broke over Vehlora, casting a faint glow through the forest canopy. The resistance moved silently, their steps muffled by curling roots. Sera led the way, her gestures subtle but sure. Vines parted before her, guided by the pulse of her light veins. Cole followed, twin axes slung across his back, a scavenged pulse pistol at his hip. His movements were precise, a soldier's instincts honed by years of conflict. Lila and Mira trailed close, their amulets glinting faintly, eyes darting as if sensing paths unseen. The air hummed with tension, the forest alive and watchful. Rook signaled the team to a stream, its waters sparkling under glowing stones. Guild scouts patrolled nearby, their bioscanners humming softly. Cole crouched low, gripping his pistol. The plan was simple. Ambush, disrupt, vanish. Sera's veins glowed brighter, her hands weaving signals to the forest. Roots stirred beneath the stream bed, ready to strike. The twins hid behind a boulder, their small hands clasped, amulets pulsing in sync with the earth. A young guild scout paused, his scanner flickering. He whispered to his partner, voice uneasy. These trees feel wrong. Cursed, maybe. His partner scoffed, but his eyes scanned the shadows. The forest seemed to shift, branches creaking without wind. Cole caught Rook's nod. The trap was set. He steadied his breath, finger light on the trigger. The scouts moved closer, unaware of the eyes watching from the undergrowth. Roots erupted from the stream, coiling around the scout's hover skiff. Metal groaned as vines tightened. Cole sprang up, axes flashing. 2 quick throws disarmed the scouts, blades pinning their rifles to the ground. Non-lethal, precise. Sera gestured and vines snaked higher, tangling the scout's legs. her face strained, light veins glowing fiercely as she channeled the forest power. The scouts shouted, their scanners sparking uselessly. Rook led the charge, his team disabling the skiff's controls with swift strikes. Lila and Mira whispered from their hiding spot, their voices urgent. More coming! Left path! Their amulets blazed, guiding Rook's team to safety. Cole marveled at their instincts, his grip tightening on his pistol. The forest seemed to breathe with them, roots shifting to block the approaching patrol. Sera's hands trembled, her energy waning, but she held the terrain steady. The second patrol faltered, their scanners blinded by the forest's pulse. Rook signaled retreat. The team melted into the trees, leaving the scouts bound but alive. Cole retrieved his axes, their edges still sharp. He glanced at Sera, her indigo skin paler from the effort. She met his eyes, a silent acknowledgement. They moved as one, the forest their ally. The twins followed, their steps light but sure, amulets dimming as the danger passed. Back at the camp, Rook gathered the team around a fire. We hit them hard, but Strake's smarter than that. He traced a map in the dirt, marking the stream in a nearby ravine. Cole leaned in. My old arsenal's in that ravine. 50 plasma grenades, a signal beacon. Strake's using it to track us. Rook's eyes narrowed, calculating. He reactivated your gear. That's a problem. Cole nodded. Also an opportunity. The team pieced it together. A direct assault on the fortress was suicide. 2 miles wide, bristling with cannons, it hovered like a predator. The world route relay inside was the key, draining Vehlora's life for the guild's serum. Rook tapped the map. We refine the fake surrender. You and Sera go in as bait. Get to the relay. Cole met Sera's gaze. Her light veins pulsed faintly, her resolve unshaken. The twins, listening nearby, clutched their amulets, eyes wide but trusting. Sera spoke softly, her voice steady. The forest will guide us. It always has. Cole nodded, feeling the weight of their plan. The fortress was a beast, but they'd face it together. He cleaned his axes, the motion grounding him. The camp buzzed with quiet preparation, weapons checked, roots stirring under Sera's command. Lila and Mira sat close, their small hands tracing patterns in the dirt, amulets glowing softly. Later by the spring, Cole and Sera stood side by side. A glowing stone pulsed between them, its light steady. Their hands brushed it, sparking that strange energy again. Cole felt it hum through him, warm and alive. Sera's eyes met his, a question unspoken. We're in this now, he said, voice low. She nodded, silver braids catching the glow. Together. The word carried weight, a promise forged in the forest pulse. The camp settled for the night, but tension lingered. Cole checked on the twins, their faces peaceful in sleep. Their trust was an anchor steadying him. He stepped outside, axe in hand, the forest humming softly. Sera joined him, her armor barely rustling. You don't ask why I fight, she said, her tone curious. Cole shrugged. Doesn't matter. You're here. Her lips curved, a rare softness breaking through. A distant hum broke the quiet, guild probes testing the forest's edge. Rook signaled from across the camp, his silhouette sharp against the firelight. Cole gripped his pistol, Sera's veins glowing faintly. The twins stirred, amulets pulsing. Danger was never far. They moved to the perimeter, the forest shifting to cover their tracks. Cole's pulse steadied, ready for what came next. The fortress waited, its shadow looming over Vehlora. The world route hummed beneath, its secrets closer to unfolding. The forest hummed with purpose as the resistance prepared its gambit. Cole knelt by a cloaked rover, tucking his axes beneath a pile of scrap metal. The blades gleamed faintly, disguised as junk. Sera worked beside him, her bionic tools humming as she concealed a pulse emitter in the pile. Her light veins pulsed softly, her indigo skin catching the glow of nearby stones. Lila and Mira watched from the rover's shadow, their amulets glinting. Their small faces were set, determined. Cole met their eyes. Stay hidden, no risks. Lila nodded, but her amulet pulsed brighter, as if disagreeing. Rook gathered the team under a canopy of vines. His voice was low, urgent. The fortress is 2 miles wide, a honeycomb of steel. The world route relay is at its core. That's our target. He traced a hollow map, its light flickering over his sharp features. The relay was the guild's lifeline, siphoning Velora's energy for their serum. Cole studied the layout, memorizing corridors. Sera's gaze met his, steady and sure. They were the bait, and the stakes were everything. Lila tugged at Sera's armor. We can feel it. The relay's closed. Her amulet glowed faintly, Mira's echoing the pulse. Cole frowned, his protective instincts flaring. You're staying back. It's too dangerous. Mira shook her head, voice soft but firm. We're the compass. You need us. Sera knelt, her silver braids brushing the ground. They're right, Cole. Their senses guide us. He clenched his jaw, then nodded. The twins' trust anchored him, even as doubt gnawed. The group moved out at dusk, the forest cloaking their steps. Cole and Sera led, carrying the scrap pile as their cover. The twins hid in the rover, cloaked by Sera's tech. Roots curled underfoot, guided by her subtle gestures. The guild outpost loomed ahead, a stark metal scar in the forest glow. Cole raised a white flag, his voice gruff but convincing. Defectors, we've got intel on the resistance. The guild soldiers, clad in sleek armor, hesitated. Their scanners hummed, but the jammers held. Greed for intel won out. They waved them forward. The fortress loomed above, its engines humming 500 feet over the canopy. Its honeycomb structure cast jagged shadows, a predator in the sky. Cole's boots echoed on the ramp as they boarded, Sera at his side. The air inside was sterile, heavy with the tang of processed serum. Vats lined the corridors, glowing with stolen Vehlori blood. Cole's stomach twisted, his grip tightening on the hidden axe. Sera's face was stone, but her veins pulsed faintly, betraying her anger. A guild technician monitored a console nearby, his fingers dancing over controls. He froze, a chill running through him as the relay's interface flickered. He muttered to himself, unaware of the twins' presence in a maintenance duct below. Their amulets glowed, sensing the relay's pulse. Lila whispered to Mira, their voices barely audible. It's close, we can guide them. Their small hands clasped, steadying each other. Sera leaned close to Cole, her voice a whisper. I was sent to sacrifice them, to trigger the countermeasure. Her eyes flickered with pain, her resolve cracking for a moment. I can't do it. Not after you. Not after them. Cole's chest tightened. He nodded, a silent vow. They'd protect the twins together. The weight of her confession settled between them, binding them closer. The corridor stretched ahead, patrolled by guild drones. Cole's hand brushed a wall, sparking a faint pulse from a glowing panel. The fortress felt alive, tied to the forest below. Sera's veins glowed brighter, her connection to Vehlora humming. The twins' voices crackled through a hidden comm. Left, 2 turns. The relay's there. Cole marveled at their precision, his trust in them solidifying. He glanced at Sera, her face set with purpose. They moved as one, stepped silent, toward the fortress's heart. Guards passed close, their armor clanking. Cole's pulse stayed steady, his soldiers calm holding. Sera's fingers grazed his arm, a fleeting reassurance. The scrap pile rattled softly, but the guards didn't notice. The twins' guidance led them past a security grid, its sensors blind to their cloaked rover. The relay chamber loomed ahead, its doors sealed with biometric locks. Sera's bionic tools hummed, ready to bypass them. The fortress's hum grew louder, a low thrum of power. Cole's grip on the hidden axe tightened. The twins' amulets pulsed in the duct, their senses locked on the relay. Sera's veins glowed, her energy tied to the forest below. They were close. The plan hung on a knife's edge, every step a gamble. Cole met Sera's gaze, a silent agreement passing between them. Whatever came next, they'd face it together. The world route's pulse echoed below, its secrets ready to unravel. The fortress corridors stretched like a metal maze, lights buzzing overhead. Cole moved silently, his boots soft on the grated floor. Sera walked beside him, her armor humming faintly. The twins' voices crackled through a hidden comm, guiding them. Right turn, patrol coming. Lila's whisper was steady, her amulet's pulse syncing with the fortress's thrum. Cole pressed against the wall, Sera following. A squad of guild guards clanked past, their scanners sweeping. The air was thick with the scent of ozone and serum. They pushed deeper, the walls pulsing with embedded tech. Vats lined the halls, glowing with harvested Vehlori blood. Cole's jaw tightened. This place was a thief, stealing life from the planet below. Sera's light veins flickered, her connection to Vehlora straining against the metal cage. Mira's voice came next. Extraction room ahead. He's there. The twins, tucked in a maintenance duct, felt the relays pull like a heartbeat. Commander Strake waited in the extraction room, his shiny metal armor reflecting the chamber's harsh lights. Multifaceted eyes gleamed as he turned. Defectors, welcome! His voice was cold, calculating. He gestured to a console, screen showing swirling serum. Our fusion, human strength, Vehlori essence, a superior bloodline. Cole forced a nod, playing the role. Sera stood tense, her eyes scanning for the relay panel. Strake paced, his armor clinking. The world root relay will drain Vehlora dry. Serum for 10-star systems, power beyond measure. His thin frame loomed, a predator in his domain. Cole glanced at Sera, her veins glowing subtly. The twins channeled from their hiding spot, their conduit powers stirring. The relay interface flickered on a nearby screen. Alarms beeped softly. Guild technicians scrambled, muttering about glitches. Strake's eyes narrowed, but he dismissed it. Cole stepped forward, voice gruff. I want in. Your side wins. He held Strake's gaze, buying time. Strake chuckled, a dry rasp. Smart human. Show me loyalty. Sera slipped toward the control panel, her movements fluid. Her bionic tools hummed, interfacing with the system. Light veins glowed intensely, energy draining from her. She closed her eyes, linking to the world root. The planet's network surged through her, ancient and vast. Sera felt the world root's will, a torrent of destruction or coexistence. She chose the latter, fighting for balance. Her body trembled, indigo skin paling. The twins guided the flow, their amulets blazing in the duct. Push it here, Lila whispered. Energy redirected, the relay shifting from extraction to something new. Screens flickered wildly, technicians shouting. Strake spun, sensing the shift. What is this? He ordered engines to full power, his voice sharp. Overload the relay, crush them! The fortress trembled, its hum rising to a roar. But the world root pushed back, overriding systems. Alarms blared, red lights flashing. Cole drew his hidden axe, ready to fight. Sera poured more energy, her link holding. The climactic choice hung in the air, the fortress quaking under the surge. Strake lunged toward the panel, multifaceted eyes wild. Cole blocked him, axe clashing against armor. Sparks flew. Not today, Cole growled. Sera's veins pulsed brighter, her sacrifice fueling the change. The twins amplified, their small voices chanting softly. The relay hummed, energy surging like a wave. The fortress is listed, systems failing one by one. Guards rushed in, weapons raised. Cole swung his axe, disarming one. Sera held the link, her body weakening. The world root's pulse echoed through the metal, vines of energy creeping into circuits. Strake shoved Cole back, reaching for a control. You fools, might is right. His words echoed hollowly as the surge built. The twins' amulets blazed white-hot, stabilizing the flow. It's working, Mira breathed. The relay reconfigured, its purpose twisting. Alarms pealed, the fortress trembling violently. Cole tackled Strake again, pinning him. Sera whispered to the root, her voice faint. Choose life. The energy crested, setting the stage for the final shift. Lights dimmed, engines stuttering. The world roots override spread, locking weapons, freezing drives. Strake struggled, rage twisting his features. Cole held firm, his muscles straining. Sera collapsed to one knee, her link holding by will alone. The twins guided the last push, their conduit power the key. The chamber shook, consoles sparking. Technicians fled, alarms deafening. The climactic choice arrived, the surge ready to break. Sera's body trembled as she knelt before the relay. Her indigo skin paled, light veins fading with each breath. She poured her life energy into the system, fingers pressed against the glowing panel. The world root responded, its ancient network surging through the fortress's circuits. Cole glanced at her, his heart tightening. He couldn't let her fall alone. Lila and Mira stood close, hands clasped tight. Their amulets glowed white-hot, amplifying the signal. Small faces set in concentration. They stabilized the flow, their conduit powers bridging the gap between planet and machine. Cole spun his axes, the blades whistling through the air. Guild guards rushed in, their boots clanging on metal floors. He met the first with a swift strike, disarming him without killing. The guard staggered back, surprise in his multifaceted eyes. Cole's face was grim, determination etched deep. He protected the twins, his body a shield as they focused on the relay. Another guard fired a pulse, the shot grazing Cole's arm. Pain flared, but he ignored it, tackling the shooter to the ground. The world root activated, its energy rippling through the fortress, not for destruction, but for balance. The Concord took shape, a pact woven into the planet's core. Mining quotas locked in, forced extraction banned. Any violation would trigger sanctions, and the ecosystem would fight back. Machines stuttered across the fortress, engines freezing mid-hum. Weapons locked in place, their power drained by invisible roots. Guild tech faltered, overridden by Vehlora's will. Strake snarled, his thin frame lunging at Sera. His metal armor gleamed under the flickering lights. Cole intercepted, axes clashing against Strake's gauntlet. Sparks flew, the impact jarring Cole's arms. Strake swung back, his multifaceted eyes burning with rage. "You are fuel!" he hissed, voice cold and calculating. Cole dodged, his boot kicking Strake's knee. The commander stumbled, the fortress tilting as it began to descend. Vines of energy crept through vents, the forest's embrace pulling the ship down. A guild pilot in the control room gripped his console, panic rising. Controls failed, screens flickering with green pulses. He watched the forest below, trees seeming to reach up like living hands. Awe mixed with terror as the ship listed, engines silent. "It's alive," he muttered, voice shaking. The forest's glow spread, locking the fortress in its grasp. He slammed a fist on the panel, but nothing responded. The world root's override was complete, the pact sealing their fate. Sera whispered, her voice weak but clear. "Root, choose coexistence." The forest's glow intensified, vines bursting through hull breaches. They wrapped around struts, guiding the descent. Sera nearly collapsed, her energy spent. Cole caught her arm, steadying her. "Hold on," he said, voice rough with worry. Her eyes met his, a faint smile breaking through. The bond between them pulsed, tied to Vehlora's heart. Cole carried the twins to the deck, their small hands gripping his shirt. Lila looked up, eyes bright. "It's working, Uncle." Mira nodded, amulets cooling in their hands. The fortress landed softly, cradled by massive roots. No explosion, no fire. The guild's operations halted, power severed by the new rules. Strake lay pinned under debris, his armor cracked. He glared up at Cole, defeated. Guards scattered, their weapons useless. The forest claimed the ship, vines weaving through corridors. Sera stood with Cole's help, her color returning slowly. The Concord hummed beneath them, a silent arbiter of peace. Elder Varen's voice crackled over a comm, the resistance cheering from below. Rook's teams moved in, securing the site. The air filled with Vehlora's hum, the world route's light spreading wide. Cole and Sera shared a glance. Their unspoken bond deepened. The twins hugged them, laughter breaking the tension. The guild's threat ended, not in blood, but in harmony. 3 months passed, Vehlora's forest thriving under the Concord's watchful hum. The interspecies ranger station stood firm, its wooden beams etched with glowing runes that pulsed like the world route itself. Cole patrolled the perimeter, his boots crunching on fallen leaves. The forest mark on his hand tingled faintly, a vine-like pattern weaving across his skin. The first alien to bear it, a promise from the planet. Sera walked beside him, her indigo skin vibrant, light veins steady. Their bond was unspoken but deep, forged in the fortress's fire. Lila and Mira dashed through the undergrowth, their laughter echoing. No longer conduits bound by fate, they taught Vehlori children to sense the forest's pulse. Small hands traced roots, amulets tucked away, unneeded now. "Feel it here, ma," Lila said, pressing a boy's palm to a glowing stone. Mira nodded, her big eyes bright. "It guides you." The children marveled, their own veins flickering in response. Cole watched from afar, a rare smile cracking his gruff face. Elder Varen oversaw the station, his calm presence uniting all. He mediated disputes, his voice weaving peace like the roots below. Even Kyle's faction softened, their radical views fading in the Concord's light. "The treaty works," Kyle admitted one evening, his sharp eyes mellowed. Varen nodded. "Fairness binds us." Humans and Vehlori worked side by side, sharing tools and stories. The station buzzed with life, a beacon in the giant forest. Rook trained a mixed team of rangers, his tactics sharp but protective now. No more wars, just guardianship. "Watch the quotas," he barked, pointing to a holomap. Mining sites dotted the screen, locked by the world route's sanctions. A human ranger nodded, adjusting his pulse rifle. "Guild's gone quiet," Rook grunted. "Stay ready." The team practiced in the clearing, axes and vines blending in drills. The guild withdrew, their ships silent in orbit, crippled by the Concord, engines frozen, weapons inert. Strake's fortress lay entwined in roots, a relic now. Scouts reported empty hulls and crews evacuated under truce. Vehlora breathed easier, its underground rivers flowing clear, glowing stones pulsing strong. Cole and Sera shared a quiet moment by a glowing stone near the spring. Its pulse was steady, mirroring their trust. Sera's hand brushed his, the mark on his skin warming. "You belong here," she said, voice soft. Cole nodded, his war fatigue a distant memory. "We all do." The planet's peace wrapped around them, a silent vow. A young human ranger, new to Vehlora, paused on patrol. He marveled at the forest glow, vines shifting like living paths. Hope stirred in him, a shared future unfolding. "This place changes you," he whispered to a Vehlori partner. She smiled, veins glowing. "It welcomes all." The twins ran through the station, their voices light. "Catch us, Uncle!" Lila called. Cole chuckled, giving chase. His axes stayed slung. Tools now, not weapons. Sera joined, her laughter blending with theirs. The family they chose, bound by responsibility and kindness. The world route hummed beneath, its light spreading through the forest. A silent promise of fairness, coexistence, etched in every root and stone. Vehlora stood renewed, its greatest power not destruction, but harmony.